In the last 30 days, my Amazon FBA business did £262,000 in revenue, which netted me about 51 grand in profit in just 30 days. And that is just one of the businesses that we're going to be getting into today. Because I've also got two brand new companies that I'm going to be talking about on YouTube for the very first time, including a huge new investment that I've just made that I've been dying to show you guys. This is the full business update, as I know I have been a little bit quiet over the past few months, but it has been for a good reason. A lot has changed whilst I've been away. And I don't just mean my lovely new bald haircut. So let's start with how I managed to make £51,000 in profit with Amazon FBA in just 1 month. So I was actually originally planning to film this whole video behind me at All Things Prep at my lovely prep centre. However, it is like a sauna in there. The British weather, there's no aircon. I'm doing it in the car, it's too bloody hot. But anyway, let's get into the Amazon FBA results, because I've impressed myself, to say the least, this month. So last month, managed to hit 51k in profit. I think compared to the previous month was something like 30k, so bordering on kind of doubling the results from the previous month. The reason being, it really comes down to two things. One, just down to how I'm sourcing, how I've kind of leveled up a lot with AI and other new sourcing methods that I'm trying out, new suppliers as well as actually just cutting out old suppliers. It's kind of sad to say, but I've got a lot of suppliers that have really good stock, really reliable replens and stuff like that, but the margin it's no longer there for these sort of products. It's products that I've sold for a long time now, but gradually I've just seen more and more competition on the listings. I've seen prices on Amazon kind of going down for these products, just generally having to put up with lower margins. And it's easy, you know, because I know what to buy, the suppliers love me, they let me pay by credit card. Every part of it is good except the margin. And for some people, you know, 5-10% margin they would kill for, you know. Big supermarkets and stuff like that trade on way lower margins than that, but it's just not where I want to be at with my Amazon business. I want more profit, and the reality is, once you get to a certain point where you're gonna, you know, finding a lot of deals, there's only really two ways to increase your profit, and that is either pump more money into the business, but obviously, you know, where's that money gonna come from, or simply just get more picky with what deals you're buying, niche down a little bit, you know, cut out the suppliers that might be easy, might be just a, you know, a quick deal. But if the margin's not there, you gotta work harder, source better, and try and find the stuff where the margin is there, and it's like really high margin. And that's a really big part of what I've been focusing on this year, just trying to push my margin as high as possible. And I actually did a really detailed report of like a financial summary of kind of my business performance over the last 12 months recently, of all the kind of key stats and suppliers I've been buying from and how it's kind of changed over time. And it really does reflect it in the data, these choices that I'm making in the business, where I'm just kind of cutting out these long-term suppliers that have been supplying me goods but not at a good enough margin, and just going for the higher ticket stuff, or the higher ROI stuff I should say. I'm always doing high ticket anyway. And it is nuts. I mean, 51 grand in profit in a month of 260 grand in revenue. It is a huge amount of money to make in just 30 days time. For context, back in 2023, which was my first full year of doing Amazon FBA, I did about 120k in profit over that whole year. And now I've done almost half that in a single month. Now, it wasn't all just down to picking higher margin stuff. It's also because I've been lucky enough to get a whole load of credit for the business. I had loan offers of like 400 grand recently, because basically I was finding so many more deals with these new sourcing methods that I've been trying, using AI to kind of really level up my game and level up kind of how quickly I'm able to kind of source products and buy products and stuff like that. And I just found that with other investments that I've been making, which I will get into later in this video, I just didn't have enough cash. You know, I was finding so many more products, and you know, there would be maybe 100 units in stock and I'd want to buy all 100 units, but my bank account was just wasn't adding up. So I started looking into funding. It actually all started on Instagram. I had some advert about kind of some government finance scheme or government loan scheme where you get like guaranteed approvals and stuff like that. Turned out to be a really terrible deal. If you've seen those adverts on Instagram for like Funding Fred or whatever it's called, don't go for those guys. The APR is insane. It was like 40% APR. So I went back to Uncapped, which is a loan provider that I've used before for a fairly small loan. I had like 15k from them a year or so ago. I also spoke to TradeBridge, and Wayflyer, probably all names that if you've looked into funding for an Amazon business, you've probably heard of these guys, because they're all they specialize in Amazon sellers. That you're able to get lower rates as an Amazon seller through these companies because they're more familiar with the business. And basically I just bounced loan offers off all three of them. I was going to one, being like, oh, they were giving me 25%, you know, can you match, or can you do slightly better than that? And I ended up getting the funding all the way down to about 18.5% APR, which is, it's a lot, but it's the cheapest funding I was able to get by far from any provider. And I ran the numbers on it, thought about it for a week or so, and I worked out, yeah, like this is going to be profitable. It would have to go quite bad for me to even just break even on that sort of funding with the margin that I'm doing at the moment. So I figured, fuck it, let's go for it. I didn't take the full 400k or whatever that I originally was offered. I've currently got about 100k in new funding, and I've got a credit line for another 100k from TradeBridge. So if at any time I want, I can literally just log on to TradeBridge, pull money out of there, and just get funding super quick if I do find some crazy good deal. But obviously I don't want to go too overboard. It's important to not over leverage. You know, those monthly payments, once they kick in, I'm sure are going to be quite annoying to kind of deal with, but the profit should be well worth it for the money I can make on that loan. You know, I should come out easily multi-5 figures in profit off that loan. And yeah, it's just, you know, I was gonna say it's free money. It's not free money. I'm paying for it, unfortunately. You know, I've maxed out credit cards and tried to get as much free funding as I can, but you can only get so much realistically. So now I've turned to the loans, and so far so good. I've spent a huge amount of money in the past month. Last month, as well as being my biggest month ever for profit, doing 51k in profit, I also spent about £310,000 on new stock, which is crazy. That is around the same price that I pay for the 3-bedroom house that I currently have. It is more money than the investment that I make, that I made for this new company that I've launched that I'll talk about later in this video. So yeah, crazy amount of stuff going on, really. As for the kind of workload side of the business, I've not had a massive increase in like work that I've had to be doing. You know, most of the business is still outsourced, so you know, I have VAs finding the stock, doing the admin. I've got prep centers like the one behind me doing all the physical kind of stock preparation side. So I haven't had like way more work to do, probably more stuff to think about, and I've been a lot more locked in because I haven't been traveling. So I've kind of made a pledge to myself that I'm not going to go on too many holidays this summer. I'm just going to come back, enjoy British summer. Obviously the weather's good, the sun is shining. I've got no reason to leave the country right now, and I just want to lock in and get some serious work done, not just on Amazon but also for the new companies that I've launched in the last few months. And definitely a key part to keeping that workload as low as possible though is definitely the AI stuff that I've been doing. Obviously I can't really get into it too much because I just don't want to create competition for myself. I don't want people to understand what I've been doing. You can make all your guesses in the comments down below, but you're not going to be able to figure it out. But basically, without saying too much, I've been leveraging AI massively in the business for everything from admin to sourcing to purchasing to all aspects of the business. I have some form of automation kind of happening right now, and that has allowed me to kind of keep the workload low whilst also kind of boosting my margin and boosting everything else that's going on in the business. If you have zero or very little AI integration in your Amazon business right now, you need to stop what you're doing. Obviously watch the end of this video, but after this video, go and download Claude and just start talking to it, start figuring stuff out, because you're missing out. You're going to get left behind if you're not using these new technologies to improve your own businesses. But yeah, this sort of stuff, it just I can't really discuss it on YouTube. It's kind of my secret sauce, and it's something that I can only really discuss on my mentorship program with my clients, because yeah, it's too good to be given away on YouTube. So yeah, did about 51k profit last month, but that is not the only business that I'm operating right now. This year in January, I launched a new direct-to-consumer business. So essentially we're selling goods through Shopify. It's all high ticket goods sourced from abroad. I actually was in China a few months ago on kind of the tail end of my latest trip to Southeast Asia, where I went to Shanghai and actually met with the supplier that we're buying all of our stock from. It had a really nice little sit down meal with them. I could probably include a photo of us at this lovely Italian restaurant, because to be honest, I'm not too keen on Chinese food. It's a bit questionable the stuff they be eating over there, but that's a whole other topic. I don't know if I want to really share specific details right now, but over the past 90 days, we did about £70,000 in revenue, and we're trading at roughly a 40 to 50% margin. So we've had really strong results. You know, that's five figures in profit a month from a business that I literally just launched. Like, it's really kind of shocking how well it's going. It's going really well. It's something that I've had outside investment. So I've got a friend of mine who's come in as one of the directors on the company, and he's putting up a lot of the money up front for the kind of daily operations, as well as kind of also my own funding from as much as I can, really, because obviously it's another business that's very cash flow kind of hungry. You're just constantly needing to buy stock and waiting months and months for it to arrive from China. So same as Amazon, it just requires lots and lots of money to keep going. But I'm thankful enough that I've got kind of connections and friends that are willing to kind of put their faith in me and back the business, you know, financially. So yeah, it's going well. Definitely got lots of plans for expansion in the future. And I'm sure if you've not already seen me on your timeline with your favorite rapper, you will soon enough. That's all I'll say. I've already had a couple people from the FBA community mention to me that they saw me just pop up on their Instagram feed and already have an idea of what I'm doing. But yeah, if you don't know now, hopefully soon you will. I actually plan to be getting a unit just like this a couple roads down on this same business trading estate to open up a physical shop for the business. So it's not just Shopify that I've kind of homed in on for an avenue of sale for these products. I think in-person sales are going to be really big for it as well. I know I've had a lot of demand amongst the customers for that. So yeah, excited to be able to offer that, get my own warehouse unit, because it's something I've never had. I've always had a prep center. I kind of quite like it that way, to be honest, but having a physical unit for this particular business I think is going to do really well. And then I guess let's talk a little bit about my big investment, the thing that I've spent a stupid amount of money on, or more haven't spent that much money on, depending on how you want to think about it. So in short, I've started a new property investment company. I kind of got into it accidentally, so just to give you a bit of backstory. Around autumn last year, I moved into a new 3-bed house that I purchased for myself. Purchased it all cash, no mortgage, and I still actually owned the previous flat, also all cash, no mortgage, that I bought, you know, back in 2022 I bought that. Just a little tiny 1-bedroom flat, and originally the plan was to just sell it, move to the new place and just kind of move on, but hasn't really panned out like that. I just couldn't really get many offers for the flat at the price that I wanted. And then when I started looking into the rental upside of it, I realized that the percentage rate that I could get back on renting it out was actually a lot better than I first thought. I've currently got a tenant in there who pays me £850 per month. And for a property that I bought for £110,000, I'm pretty happy with that kind of monthly yield. And of course, the property value is increasing. It's in quite a good area, in quite a good place for properties to be growing. It's actually a town that has one of the fastest growing property prices in the entirety of the UK right now, so it's got me pretty excited. So I moved into the new place, started renting the flat, and now I've just kind of taken a look at things and taken a look at kind of where I'm at with business and Amazon and stuff, and I thought I want to be doing more. I want to have my fingers in more pies. I want to be doing more businesses. You know, I've got even more plans. I'm literally opening up a new company today, which we'll find out soon in another video. That's a whole other topic. But I thought I want to get into property because I was actually at the gym. I was just doing some cardio, running on the treadmill, and I was just thinking about kind of mortgages and the position I was in where I had this house now that was mortgage free, and also thinking about kind of my use of capital, because a lot of people said to me, well, Felix, like, you've bought this house in cash, but like, Amazon's capital hungry. Surely it would make more sense to have a mortgage and use that money in the business. And for risk related reasons, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just have a house where if everything somehow went badly, I'd always have the house to fall back on. But I realized that, you know, there is some truth to that. It's not the best use of capital, having all that. You know, I should be doing something, but I didn't want to just do Amazon, because you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket, no matter how well a business is doing. You know, it's just kind of common sense. And I started to explore the possibilities of getting a mortgage out on the house that I bought in cash and using that money to buy a new property. So I started looking more into it, into the whole buy, refurbish, rent, resell, that kind of whole model, BRRR, whatever it's called. And I realized I don't necessarily want to do this as something that is a main money maker right now. It's not something that I have to rely on like a lot of people that might be looking into this model. Instead, all I wanted to accomplish was to basically have the tenants pay me enough money to cover the mortgage, and then in 20 years time, once the house is paid off, to just basically have a free house. Basically have a house where the tenants over the time that I've had that property have paid for my mortgage, and I end up with a fully paid outright place that I can then rent out for a good amount of money. So I landed on a 4-bed student property in Canterbury, which is kind of the main student town in the county that I live in Kent, right near University of Kent. In fact, it's on the housing estate that is literally minutes from the university, so it's a really good location. And it's actually the university that I went to just a couple years ago and ended up dropping out to do Amazon full time. So it was kind of interesting how things work like that. You know, I don't think when I joined that uni I ever thought in a couple years time I'm going to be a bloody landlord renting to students at the uni, but sure enough, I'm doing it. I will have a whole dedicated video talking more about this strategy because I don't want to make this video super long. But in short, I've purchased a 4-bed property. I'll show you guys the outside now to have a look at it. It's not the most beautiful house, but honestly the inside is not bad at all. It is completely ready to rent, and I already have students lined up with a tenancy agreement signed. They'll be moving in September. And that property should get me about 25 grand per year in rent, which is awesome because as well as the flat that I've got that I still own and I'm renting that out as well, that brings me in about 10 grand a month in rent. Across those two properties, I'm doing about 35k a year in just rental income that requires pretty much no work at all. I'll have a management company just dealing with the student house because I got way too many things on my plate to be dealing with a property that doesn't really make me a huge amount of money now, because yeah, I'm making the 35k a year from renting properties, but the majority of that goes on the mortgage for that student house. But for reasons that I will get into more in a later video when I give you guys a house tour, there is a lot of room for expansion, and I can use this method and my existing income from other companies to really grow this portfolio to 20, 30, 40 plus properties across the UK. And that is something that I do intend to do over the next 5 to 10 years. So if you do want to hear about my master plan to become a property mogul, definitely tune in to one of the videos later this month where I'll be giving you guys a house tour, explaining more about my whole strategy, how I've actually been able to pull it off, also all the actual costs involved, because it's not as simple as just getting a mortgage and that's it. You know, I did have to spend a lot of money to kind of set all this up. Stamp duty is an absolute bitch. So yeah, that is where I'm at. I'm conscious I don't want to make this like a 40-minute long video, so I just wanted to give you guys a brief overview of where I've been for the last couple months, why I've not really been posting much because I have just been busy with other stuff, and really the things that I'm doing to expand outside of Amazon now, because I do think it's, you know, Amazon is amazing and I have no plans to stop it or anything like that. I want to continue maxing out Amazon as much as I possibly can. But at the same time, I want to find more businesses, more fingers to put my pies in, the other way around. Just more stuff to do, you know, have a more secure kind of layer of income really, and hopefully get to the point someday soon where I'm bringing in 6 figures in profit a month. But a man can dream. So quick recap, did 51k profit last month. I'm now the proud owner of 3 different properties at 23 years old, only one having a mortgage on it. My new D2C business did about 10k in profit last month and has done for the past few months. I'm going to be ramping that up as well as I get more funding for that. And all it took is a few years of just absolute graft on Amazon. It was actually the other day that I hit £900,000 in total profit from Amazon all time. And I'm hoping to hit 1 million by mid-September. I think that's pretty doable. So £1 million profit from Amazon soon come. If you do want to work with me directly to help grow your Amazon business to somehow make this a reality a few years down the line, once you've grown your store and use that income to build other businesses alongside it, definitely click the link down below in the video description to book in a call with me. I've helped people like Sam hit upwards of £60,000 in profit in a month. I've helped Leighton buy his dream car and hit £2,000 profit a month consistently, also while still working a 9 to 5. And I've helped Wes hit £6,000 in profit in a single month just from selling random crap on the internet. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the mentorship program real soon so you can get started on growing your business just like I am, or at the very least I'll catch you guys in the next video because it is going to be a banger. Let's just say you definitely don't want to miss the next video. It's going to be a long day for the guy who's featuring in it.